QCE Business Unit 4 Topic 2, The Green Pivot, Transforming Fixit Power. Chapter 1, The Crossroads. Fixit Power Solutions Ltd stood at a critical juncture. For decades, the hum of their heavy-duty diesel generators provided the heartbeat of remote mining towns. However, CEO Bob, the transformer Bloxham, observed a troubling trend. Sales were plateauing. Fixit had entered the post-maturity stage of the business life cycle. To avoid decline, Bob knew they must describe a path towards renewal. Head of Marketing, Debbie, presented a pestle analysis, highlighting a shifting landscape. Social cultural shifts towards sustainability and new environmental regulations meant that diesel was becoming a liability for the business. Technological advancements in microgrids offered a glimmer of hope. The air is changing, Bob, Debbie urged, pointing to a new prototype solar inverter. If we don't pivot to renewables now, we're going to be a relic of the fossil fuel age. Chapter 2, The Forces. Bob convened Lenny, the CFO, to analyse the pressures of this transition. We need to weigh the why against the how, Bob stated. They conducted a detailed force field analysis to identify and categorise the conflicting forces that existed. Chapter 3, Steering the Ship, Phase 1. Unfreeze. To manage the transition, Bob applied Lewin's three-stage model, mapping it to Kotter's 8-step process. During Phase 1, the unfreeze, Bob headed into the production floor to address Spud, the foreman, and also the lead resistor to this change. Bob initiated Step 1, create the urgency, by showing Spud the data of the dying diesel market. To overcome the resistance through participation, he moved into Step 2, forming a coalition by inviting Spud into the core planning team. Finally, they worked together on Step 3 to create a vision for a clean energy future. Through open communication, Bob was able to convert Spud's fear into a shared purpose. Steering the Ship, Phase 2. Change. As Fixit moved into Stage 2, the change, Wendy and Bob worked to describe the new path forward. They executed Step 4, communicate the vision, through intensive site visits and digital briefings. To achieve Step 5, empowering action, they provided heavy support via large-scale retraining programs. The turning point came with Step 6, creating the quick wins, with the successful commissioning of the company's very first solar microgrid. This phase marked a clear shift in leadership styles, from persuasive, selling the change, to participative, inviting the employees to help design the new microgrid maintenance workflows. Steering the Ship, Phase 3, the refreeze. The final stage. It focused on making the transition permanent. Wendy worked alongside Spud to Step 7, building the momentum, using the microgrid success to justify the rollout for 4 more new renewable projects. By implementing Step 8, making it stick, getting it anchored, green energy became a new norm at Fixit Power, fully embedded into their KPIs and their company culture. By leveraging participation and providing ongoing support, Bob and Wendy ensured that the workforce didn't just accept the change, they actually owned it. The old diesel-only mindset was officially now a thing of the past. Chapter 4, External Insights and Human Elements. The transition required expertise that Fixit Power Solutions Ltd didn't possess. Wendy worked with Bob to hire external consultants to audit their operations and their HR. Together, they developed a performance management strategy to evaluate the impact on the workforce. Wendy insisted on a people-first approach. We must choose retraining over redundancy wherever possible. They launched an initiative to teach diesel mechanics on how to maintain the wind turbines and the hydrogen electrolyzers. For the few roles that were rendered truly obsolete, Wendy ensured generous redundancy packages and career support where provided, ensuring that the human element of transformation was handled ethically. Chapter 5: The Ripple Effect on Finance and Operations. The trends identified in the force field analysis created a ripple effect across the business functions. Lenny met with Wendy to align the transition's physical and physical needs. In finance, Lenny analysed the need for the massive capital reallocation, shifting funds from the diesel maintenance to the high initial investment to the renewables. Meanwhile, in operations was overhauled, its entire supply chain and infrastructure to support the solar and hydrogen logistics. The capital shift is heavy, Lenny noted, but the long-term operational savings on fuel justify the spend here. Every piece of heavy machinery was now being replaced by sustainable, renewable alternatives. The ripple effect in HR and marketing. Next, Lenny and Debbie met to discuss the remaining functions. HR tackled the restraining force of organisational inertia by implementing the culture shift program in skill retraining. Simultaneously, marketing leveraged the drivers of government policy and customer demand to rebrand the company. Debbie revealed the new Fixit Green Power identity, designed to attract mining clients who now had strict ESG targets. The HR strategy gives us talent. Marketing gives us the market, Debbie noted. They worked to explain to the stakeholders that Fixit was no longer just a generator company. It was a sustainable partner. Chapter 6: The Final Verdict. 6 months later, Bob and Wendy gathered to evaluate the pivot using the SEEC criteria, that is, stakeholder satisfaction, evaluation to efficiency and effectiveness, and competitiveness. The stakeholder satisfaction was high as staff felt empowered. Effectiveness was very clear. We now have 3 solar microgrids were now operational with a 4th one on the way. And efficiency was improved as fuel logistics costs dropped and competitiveness now reached new heights. The end.